Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the Marvel and DC online discussion, MadCold. I'm Joel.
And I'm John.
And in today's episode, we have a review of the first 2 episodes of Marvel's Agent Carter, because of course they both came out on one day. And we'll also be doing the weekly roundup of news. So in today's news, we have some breaking Cap 3 news that we just saw 5 minutes ago. Some news about an Ant-Man teaser trailer, a Daredevil release date, Channing Tatum as Gambit, the news that there'll be a new trailer for Age of Ultron coming out soon, Jeremy Renner playing Hawkeye in a new or some sort of secret project he hasn't told us about yet, and a rogue cut of Days of Future Past coming out soon.
And just a heads up, this is actually our second time recording this, because the first one went a little longer than we wanted.
So John was like, yeah, let's do 15 minutes per episode of TV for all of these. And we got an hour into Carter because we were kind of doing it the same way that we have been doing our film ones, where we just take very detailed notes and then discuss and then go into further detail discussing. And we didn't think an hour and a half per episode of TV was really that convincing to tune into.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys obviously, on like one of the weeks where we have, for instance, let's say S.H.I.E.L.D, Arrow, and Flash, and maybe Gotham, you guys obviously don't want a 4-hour podcast. So yeah, we wanted to cut it down. Like we recorded the first episode, and it ran almost an hour, I believe, out of like 45 minutes of content, or 43 minutes. That's what the first episode is. Yeah. So we figured we'd do talking points instead of doing it the way that we do our movies by going through all of them. I mean, you guys have the Batman episode to listen to. So we are going to we pick key talking points of every episode, and then we'll discuss. There'll just be a lot, less fine in detail and whatnot. Hopefully you guys like this way of doing it. It'll save us a lot of time, and it'll save you, not 4 hours of, a week of television talk.
Yeah. I think we're better off doing it this way.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
So let's just sort of do a quick overview of Carter. So obviously we've got Hayley Atwell returning to the role of Peggy. I think she does a good job of it. I think she can. Obviously, I like the British.
Yeah. Actually, let's first talk about. I mean, when you first heard that this was coming out, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think obviously I knew it would be Hayley, and I thought, yeah, she does a good job at the role, and I think it'd be interesting to see what happened that started S.H.I.E.L.D. and what happened, directly preceding Cap 1. And, just see what goes along, how everything fits in. Maybe there'll be some extra information as to just how Hydra managed to get involved with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first heard about it, I felt like it was one of those, money grabs, essentially. Make another TV show, get people to watch it because, it's part of the MCU. But, yeah, I mean, it's something I'm worth trying. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of S.H.I.E.L.D. when it first came out. I mean, I was really excited when it first came out. And after a couple episodes, I didn't love it, but it has grown on me a little bit.
Well, most people are saying that the first 6 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. were kind of weak, and that puts people off now from starting watching it.
Well, I watched the first episode the night it came out. Didn't love it, but I'm like, I could see this working. It was kind of like a generic police drama, you could say, like a CSI type show. And then I watched the second one, and I just didn't like it at all. So I just completely stopped and marathoned it once it was all, said and done.
On my orders.
Yeah, no shit. You're like, you gotta watch it. I'm like, I don't want to.
But yeah, no, one of the reasons I didn't want Carter to come out, because I knew it would be an excuse to miss 8 weeks of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is that how many episodes we're getting? I thought it was 13. Is it 8?
Is it 8 or 13? I was pretty sure it was 8.
Guys, we apparently have no clue how many episodes we're getting, so surprise.
Right, so I'm going in. Live Wikipedia-ing. I only see 4 here.
Yeah,
it was definitely 8. Come on.
But on my opinions, I wasn't super stoked about the show, but I was going to give it a shot. And, I've watched the first 2 episodes, and, I mean, honestly, it's okay. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do in the late 40s, early 50s. I mean, there's only so much you can do back then, and only so much you can, revolve around the story of, the MCU stuff. But they've done some cool things.
Yeah, so just to recap, it was envisaged to be a 13-episode series, and later in May of 2014, after ABC ordered the series, Haley Atwell stated it would be 8 episodes.
Okay, so we were both right, but you're more right because it's more recent news.
And it's been confirmed that the series was not intended to be a mini-series, but a second season is possible, and it might not necessarily be limited to 8 episodes.
I'm okay if they do another season, if this one's good, if they don't try to force a second season. Like, yeah. I hate when they try to force something out of it when there's no need to.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to stretch to 22 episodes, which is a good thing.
Yeah. No,
for this sort of thing. I think it's okay to have a small amount of this. And then maybe next year, have a small amount of it as well. I don't think it needs to be rushed. But I don't think it needs to be dragged out either.
But no, I completely agree with you. But all right, let's start with this retake. I mean, I think we're like 8 minutes in now, and we pretty much just discussing. So,
yeah, that's fine. Let's jump straight in.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So we've still got a list of points we'd like to bring up. So we see from the beginning we have the tie-in to Cap 1. So that instantly shows us where this is meant to fit in, because some people were thinking it could be after the one shot, but obviously it's not.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, there was a Agent Carter one shot on one of the Blu-rays. I don't remember it off the top of my head now. I kind of wish I did so I could tell you guys.
Which Blu-ray was that on?
Joel's going to look that up as I talk.
Yep, carry on.
So the opening is with Cap, obviously, taking down the plane, and Peggy, asking him not to and whatnot. That's just to, like Joel said, give us a feel of where it runs into the storyline and how it's going to play off. So this is directly preceding Cap 1.
It's on the Iron Man 3 Blu-ray.
All right, so on the Iron Man 3 Blu-ray, they have the Agent Carter one shot. Go watch that. We're not going to discuss it here because we will discuss that in a later time. And by that, I mean I'm probably going to discuss it at the end of the first episode here because it's relevant.
Yeah. So anyway, we've also got this nice shot of her near enough in the opening after as she's going to work. We've met her roommate, and she goes to work, and everyone's wearing sort of grey and looking a bit boring, and she's just going straight through with this bright red hat on and this blue, jacket or whatever, and it looks very striking.
Yeah, like you can see her in the crowd in this scene, and that's kind of the point, because her whole character is to go against the grain, really. I mean,
yeah.
You feel it in this episode. You just completely feel how she doesn't like to fall into, like, the norm of, like, women at this time and everything, because you gotta remember, this is the late 40s in America, where, women, there was a lot of sexism and stuff here, so...
Yes, so we see her go to work. It's a strategic scientific reserve, S.S.R. Base inside of the Bell Telephone Company. Obviously, S.S.R. Was what happens before S.H.I.E.L.D. sort of thing. And Coulson's current base in S.H.I.E.L.D., as we've been seeing it, is an ex-S.S.R. base.
Which is obviously a cheeky reference there. Also, the whole thing about it being inside, like, the Bell Corporation is that everybody thinks she works at the phone company.
Yeah.
Technically, she works at the phone company.
She works at the phone company.
She works at the phone company. But yeah, so that's a pretty cool thing. I mean, we got the S.S.R. stuff, which is obviously another run-in acronym, kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. And of course, as you were saying, inside of this base, most people there are guys. And they're kind of sexist. They're calling her, Captain America's liaison. Basically just saying that she's not anything important in and of her own right.
Yeah, and when you say most of them, all but her inside the S.S.R.
Yeah.
Are guys.
Yeah.
So she is the only female there, and the only reason she has the job is because she was with Cap. That's what they're doing. They were giving her the job, even though she willingly, deserves the job. She outright deserves it. it was, her connection to Cap that guaranteed her the job. It sounds like, at least. Yeah, well, I mean, there's one guy that does look out for her and everything, and he's going to play a pivotal role. I can tell that much only because I'm aware of the actor. He was in a show called Dollhouse and a few other shows, but it's just one of the things I always catch. I always catch on to actors that they try to involve in like a small way, but they're a known actor, so they have to have a bigger role. They're not just there to do nothing. So he's there. We'll probably see a lot more of him. He's the one that stands up for Peggy at work. He's the one that looks out.
But she doesn't like it.
She does not like it. That is made clear that she wants to stand up for herself, because if you let a man stand up for you, it could also look bad for her. So she wants to do all the standing up herself.
Mm-hmm. So we learn the basics of the storylines that Stark is kind of in trouble. He's suspected of selling weapons to the enemy, which isn't a very good thing to be suspected of.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big reasons for that is because he had some of his bad babies, bad babies.
Bad babies, what he says later, yeah.
Yeah, he had some of his bad babies, stolen. So,
and we discovered this. She goes to the diner, and this is where we meet Angie, who's probably going to be a pivotal character.
So yeah, with Angie, she will play probably a key role. She's kind of a well-known actress, and she was in How I Met Your Mother. She played the daughter, and she was in the movie Kick-Ass. So we will at least talk about the actress again at a later time in Kick-Ass.
Yeah, because we've got to do Kick-Ass at some point.
Yeah, it does feel like she's going to be a pivotal role in this show to some extent.
Yeah. And so she's there at the diner, and she's left a note, and so she goes outside the back of the diner, and who we later learn is Jarvis approaches her. You seem to like this scene because of the cinematography.
Yeah, so I mean, this show takes place back in the 40s, as we've brung up, and back then crime dramas were they were noir. I mean, it's a beautiful, a lot of people love it, and the way he enters was it was literally noir as fuck. He enters with his hat down, the shadows casting from above, and I mean, it's just an iconic way of filming that kind of scene. It was a beautiful scene.
Mm-hmm. So she sees him, she beats the shit out of him. Howard Stark, what we later learn is Howard Stark pulls up in the car, I think, doesn't he? And she shoots the tires.
Yeah, she shoots the tires. So. And then that was a big part, because now we know that Stark's out looking for help and stuff, and that's when he ends up explaining one of his bad babies was like some nitro. I don't got the term at the top.
Nitro is some shit.
Yeah, it was something weird. It was a made up thing, I believe, and that's one of the big things, and that's probably gonna play a role here. Not just this season.
Nitramine.
Nitramine. There you go. So she has to find that stuff, the orange shit, nitramine, and when she does find some, there was another guy looking for it, and she ends up getting into a fight with that guy, kind of, and so we know that there's somebody else out there looking for this nitramine.
Yes, and so he leaves. But before he does, obviously, he tells her about this nitramine, and it's going to be sold somewhere. And so she infiltrates this club, which is selling the nitramine, in disguise.
So yeah, she has the blonde wig on, and she has a dress on, and she has her cleavage showing. A lot of cleavage. It's kind of hard to miss. I think there's a scene where it's just her cleavage. It's nice. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
And so she uses some more womanly powers to infiltrate, obviously, the room where the guy is that currently possesses the nitramine, and has some interesting tactic, i.e. some lipstick with some corny name like Sweet Dreams or something, and she gives him a good snog, and he knocks him out.
Real fast.
Yeah.
We have went from hitting our key points to going scene by scene again.
I know.
Okay. All right. Take us back in.
And then she grabs this bomb. She escapes, and there's some fights or whatever. and she goes and sees Stark Industries scientist Dr. Anton Vanko.
Yes, the Vanko reference, for anyone that doesn't get it, it's Vanko is, well, the son of Vanko, this Vanko, is the primary bad guy in Iron Man 2. He plays Whiplash in Iron Man 2.
Anyway, so there's also this other evil guy who has this typewriter that has like a radio transmitter of some description, and it goes to his bosses. Well, no.
We assume it's his boss.
Yeah, is this guy Leap Brannis?
No, that's who they're looking for, isn't it?
They're looking for Leap Brannis, and there's some sort of connection to Leviathan.
Yeah, it's really like cryptic, like.
Well, Leviathan is a known thing in Marvel. It's an evil organization, and little, okay. They say the first line of its Wikipedia article is little is known about this mysterious organization. So it was born out of the communist bloc in the same way that Hydra was born out of the Axis powers.
Okay.
So it's a similar sort of idea.
But there's like this weird transmitter typewriter thing. It was a kind of cool scene because you kind of see him like break out this like shaving kit, and then it all breaks into, this transmitter thing, this radio wave or satellite or something, some future tech type shit.
Anyway, so Vanko obviously figures out that it's that this nitramine has come from a refinery of Roxxon oil. Roxxon, of course, has been mentioned a lot in the MCU. We've seen Roxxon quite a few times. You've seen it in, I think, in Iron Man, and I think in the one shot. A funny thing that happens on the way to Thor's hammer with a Coulson in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a Roxxon station.
Oh, a Roxxon gas station.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. That's really cool.
And so they deduce this, and then Carter and Jarvis then go and investigate this Roxxon refinery. And they see Leap Brannis. Obviously, you see that Jarvis isn't very good at the whole spy thing, because he's got this big walkie-talkie, and he sends a message, and she's got a walkie-talkie on. And it alerts the enemy that she's there.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jarvis actually has a scene just before that, though, when he's extending the antenna of the walkie-talkie, and it's a penis joke. I mean, it's clear-cut penis joke. Actually, his might not be cut. He's British, but it's clear-cut. Oh, you can cut that again.
I'm not cutting that. That's okay. Staying in.
But yeah, as he's pulling it out, he's like amazed by its size, and it cuts back like 3 times. He pulls it a little, and he's like, "Oh!" And then it cuts to Carter, cuts back, and it's just going out the window. But yeah, so sorry about that.
So there's some fighting, obviously, and Leap Brannis escapes the place with a truck full of nitramine, and he lets one of them off, and it destroys the entire building. Yeah,
it completely collapses it on itself. Yeah, it implodes. It's cool.
Carter and Jarvis just manage to escape. She's like, "Bring the car around," and he comes and she sort of jumps, and it's a badass move. Yeah. And it does appear that the car just about gets it away from the implosion.
Just about, but then we see a couple things get ripped off the back that come into importance later.
Now, at the end of the episode, we see Jarvis in the car on his own talking to Stark on the phone, isn't he?
You're talking to Howard on the phone, and
how good were mobile phones in the 40s? I'm guessing if you're Howard Stark...
I didn't even think about this.
I just thought about this. I guess if you're Howard Stark, you might have something, but...
Hold on. No, there weren't.
There weren't mobile phones at all.
No. So, are we literally just realizing this? Hold on,
I'm bringing it up. Would there be some radio-based thing?
I'm bringing it up because now I want to look at it. I want to look to see what it looks like.
Yeah. Was it some sort of... Okay, we're just going to keep this live. We're just going to have a look at this.
No, because this is blowing my mind right now. I can't believe neither of us caught this when it happened.
What's he doing? Let's have a look.
He is. He's on a phone in the car. Like an old school, how did we not connect this?
Thank you.
as Joel gets close.
No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, no, he's on some weird looking. It's just like a normal ass phone. This can't be right.
No, yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like nobody will notice this because they're used to phones.
Oh, to be fair, Coulson has a flying car.
Well, yeah. So that was invented.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, that was invented back then.
Exactly.
I think Howard invented the flying car. So
if Howard's invented something that even now we think is pretty cool, I'm sure he could have probably invented a phone that you can take in the car. But still, no, I just thought, shit, hang on.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Sorry about that guys. I mean, that hit us, and yeah, that was fantastic. So as we said, Jarvis is talking to Stark on the first mobile phone ever, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he says something along the lines of "She's perfect."
She won't suspect a thing.
Yeah, she won't suspect a thing.
She's perfect.
And
so initially, it seems quite suspicious.
Yes, but here's what I'm thinking. I think this ties in directly with the one shot, the Agent Carter one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the Agent Carter one shot, if you have not seen it, it is her getting a call, going, kicking some ass, getting back, and then she gets a phone call. Well, her boss gets a phone call and says that Howard Stark needs her because he has a plan for something called S.H.I.E.L.D, essentially. Because Howard Stark and Carter create S.H.I.E.L.D. So that is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking this phone call was about, is that Stark and Jarvis, from this point forward, the whole thing was a setup to see if Agent Carter was good enough to help him create S.H.I.E.L.D.
Potentially, yeah. So, anyway, that concludes the episode 1.
Yep.
Obviously, episode 2 also came out this week. So, what do you think about them having 2 episodes as a premiere?
It was actually kind of weird, especially now knowing that there's only 8, so we're only getting 7 weeks of episodes, I'm thinking.
It's only so long that they can delay S.H.I.E.L.D, because S.H.I.E.L.D. was I think, always planned to have, to end around Ultron.
Okay, yeah, so it'll probably be an Ultron tie-in there, I'm guessing, to some extent.
It's going to overlap with Ultron.
It would be nice to have an official... have the movies have the movies recognize S.H.I.E.L.D, because all we've seen is S.H.I.E.L.D recognize the movies, but since the death of Coulson, there has been no recognition of the movies to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have
does
it
that make
two-way
sense?
street. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so we don't even know that Coulson's alive in the movies. No one's mentioned it.
Exactly. For anybody that doesn't watch the TV show, they think Coulson's still dead.
Yeah. Let's go straight into episode 2 then. So you've put, I've transcribed from you saying, episode 2 was so boring. Not that it was boring, it just didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Okay. So let me elaborate on this. It's episode 2, I mean, Joel had the same issue I did. What we do is we watch it and we take notes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We both had so few notes on this, and I'm a big note taker. Like, in our Batman, Joel wrote 1.5 pages of notes. I had 4.5
Piss off, dude. I had 3.5 pages of notes. I've got them all here. Look, I can show you them on webcam. Look, you see my webcam? 1, 2,
wait,
3.
This is for Batman?
4, yeah. 3.5
that
pages.
one page has nothing on it.
That's half a page.
That's not even half a page. That's fucking a sentence and a half.
Dude, it was 4 pages of notes.
We will upload a picture of this half a page of notes. I would like your guys' opinion on this half page.
No, I'm not uploading shit.
But yeah, so it was just, it didn't have no beef to it, really. It was just the skeletons of something, like, just a lot of fighting, it felt like. So, not that it was boring, but by the end, I look at my notes, and I have, like, a half a page of notes. It wasn't very strong in my book. Not as strong as the first episode, at least.
Yeah. So we see in this episode a lot of references back to a sort of radio play that's sort of based upon the tale of Captain America. And we learn that Peggy doesn't like it because it seems it's very, the woman is very much dependent on Captain America to come and save her and all that shit.
Yeah, and it's all propaganda. That's all this is. They're still using the name of Captain America as propaganda, and that's also probably a reason she doesn't like it. I mean, the whole thing it feels so, it's all go America type thing, and it's...
Carter's looking for the truck with all the nitrogen in it, and is this when she goes undercover and stuff? And it's a slightly different order to what we've got in our notes, but still, this is the first line of the official plot. So she's going looking for this truck, and she's in disguise.
Are you sure? No, I think
it's line 1 of the plot.
Stark tries to help her first. I think Jarvis is showing her around.
I know. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's start again.
Go ahead, take it out where you want.
Sure. So Stark, through Jarvis, of course, trying to help her out, and so Jarvis offers her some accommodation. Of course, she can't live she can't live as a guest of her previous apartment because the crazy no voice box guy shot her friend.
Yeah, we actually didn't bring that up, but so her last roommate was killed.
Mm-hmm.
So she obviously can't stay there no more, because she was never on the lease to begin with, it sounded like.
Yeah.
So now she's looking for another place to live, and obviously, not Tony, Howard is a millionaire, not even a billionaire, just a millionaire.
Yeah.
Just. And he has places, and he offers her a place to stay, but people would lose their shit if they knew Peggy was staying at a suspected terrorist, I guess.
Arms dealer of some description.
Arms dealer, yeah, whatever. Which I forgot about that. There was a little cheeky joke in the first episode where they ask Tony if he has unknowingly sold his...
Tony.
God damn it. Howard, obviously. So they asked Howard if he had unknowingly sold any of his weapons to terrorists and stuff.
So how would I have unknowingly... How would I know if I'd...
It was just a little cheeky thing. It made me chuckle.
Yeah. So Jarvis is offering a place, and this is basically one of the places that Stark comes with his bitches when he wants to have a bit of fun, because there's like a nurse's outfit in the...
there's just a whole cupboard of stuff.
And so she's like, this will do perfectly, because she wants to use it as a disguise for the next scene. But obviously Jarvis gets the wrong impressions here.
Yeah, Jarvis was very interested in seeing her in this get-up.
Anyway, so she then goes off and uses a disguise here. It's really a very good disguise.
Yeah, no, I think the disguise is it's amazing. It's like when she first ran in, I did not recognize her at all. I actually had to. I'm like, oh shit, no, that is her. I think the glasses and the way she did her hair up, were what sold it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was pretty solid, and so she's trying to find some information that would lead her to the location of this nitrogen truck. Yep. And she does learn of its location because one guy takes it to home with him.
Yeah, one guy drives it home and uses it as his personal vehicle as well as his work vehicle.
Yeah, and the S.S.R. Interrogates Miles Van Ert, and obviously they use some old school interrogation techniques.
Interrogation techniques?
Yeah.
Yeah. They essentially beat the fuck out of him with fists while he bit down on a stick.
They also learn of the truck's location through this method.
Yeah. So it seemed to work.
Mm-hmm. You could go
a little violent.
You could go the brains route, which would be Carter, or you could just go for the fists route, which would be the S.S.R.
Yeah, men are very good at punching other people in the face. So
yeah, and so Carter and Jarvis get there first, and they find Brannis, and they're attacked by another guy. I presume this is the guy we've seen before. Or is it a different guy? It's a different crazy guy, isn't it?
Yeah, we end up seeing another guy that doesn't have a voice box.
Yeah. Anyway, So it does appear that Brannis is looking to betray Leviathan, and this bloke who's come from Leviathan still manages to mortally wound Brannis, and they all jump out of this truck that they're currently fighting in. It flies off the edge of the cliff and blows up underwater, but obviously they're all lying on the ground. And our next note here is that before Brannis dies, he draws this symbol in the dirt, and it's kind of like a heart with like an S through it. It's like a snake.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's not a snake, but that was just...
It's
like a heart with like a squiggly line running through it. We don't know anything outside of that because Carter wipes it away before they leave the scene.
Yeah.
And again, that's probably going to play a role here later on.
Mm-hmm. And the S.S.R. agents arrive and they find women's footprints and a hotel key.
Yeah, no, I forgot about the hotel key.
Yeah,
don't know what's up with that. Probably where some other shit's heading.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing we get is Carter again, still looking for a place to stay, but she's with Angie.
Yeah.
At Angie's, where Angie lives. It's some woman's only home type thing, and
yeah.
Angie's introducing her to some girls, and she's like, "That's Sarah," and Sarah says hi, and then as Sarah's walking away, Angie says, "Sarah is a slut."
Because before that, she's been saying what everyone else does and how they're all wonderful. Yeah, Sarah's a slut. Brilliant, nice, good to know.
And then the whole place is just kind of weird because it's something that wouldn't exist nowadays. It feels women only, men aren't allowed there. Carter kind of lies and said, she'll be living there until she finds a husband that she can, move in with and become a stay-at-home mother type thing. The whole
women, never gonna happen.
Yeah, no way. And
Not
so she gets in. Yeah, it's kind of given to us that she's in and everything and whatnot.
Yeah.
So she found a place to live.
Yeah. So the S.S.R. guys, the one agent who's been tasked with sifting through the remains of the refinery that we blew up in episode 1, finds Stark's license plate, which isn't that great.
No, it's not good for Stark because it's going to be another thing that essentially says, Stark was here. He was doing this. It's his tech, all that kind of stuff.
Although she has already told Jarvis to ditch the car, and he has done so by leaving it in a really rough part of the neighborhood with the doors open and the keys in the ignition.
And this is obviously a nice car as well, so they're kind of hoping
he's no longer got the car, though, they could deflect blame off of Stark somewhat by saying, "Oh, it's not. It was nicked."
Yeah. Also, I just remembered something that we brought up and the one that we previously recorded that I wanted to bring up again.
Go ahead.
How smart is Howard Stark? How intelligent? What is his intelligence level? I want to know.
He's pretty smart by the looks of things.
Well, yeah, I understand that he's pretty smart, but is he Tony smart? Because Tony's a genius. Is Howard a genius? Because Howard has said that Tony could do stuff he could never imagine in doing. Like, does that just show how intelligent Tony is? Like, is Tony just that smart?
I mean, because everyone, the next generation of people is almost always going to be smarter than the previous generation. I mean, we're not necessarily, in terms of our capacity of being smart, we're not necessarily getting smarter drastically. And yet, 2 generations ago, things were a lot shittier than they are now.
Yeah, just think of, what would Einstein be doing now if he lived with what we have?
Yeah.
And then Plato would probably just be a dumbass philosopher who's standing out there on the street corner with a sign saying, "We're going to float away!"
Anyway, that's the end of episode 2. The next 2 episodes are entitled Time and Tide and the Blitzkrieg button.
Which tells us absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Then we will be covering those the next 2 weeks respectively because they're moving to a more sensical broadcasting. Yeah. Oh, wait, now hang on. Sorry. Next week we'll be covering episode 3. There is no Agent Carter week beginning Monday 19th.
Do I have that in our schedule?
No, but we'll have to adjust that. It's they're skipping a week according.
That might have just got released then. So.
Yeah. According to my Marvel.com source, which is probably quite reliable.
Yeah, and then also next week we will be getting Flash and Arrow back. Is that right?
No, that's the week where we're missing Carter, so that's kind of a good thing, really.
Yeah. So what's on next week? Do you have my?
Next week we've got Carter. That might be it.
Yeah, I think we got Gotham next week as well. But
Probably
we're
Gotham.
Not currently doing Gotham.
We're considering it. I've got to marathon it first.
Yeah, if you marathon it,
it wouldn't be a marathon. It'd be a short, and it'd be like an 800-meter race.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you're right. Oh no, next week is just Carter.
Yeah.
Constantine would be the only other one. So wow, you guys are getting back-to-back Carter weeks. So
nice.
Have fun with that. That also means that you have time to catch up on Gotham before it comes back on the 18th. So
okay, I'll consider it. Right. Anyway, as we promised, every week we will do a news segment at the end. And so the first bit of news, which I'm going to jump straight into.
Which we just found out about. This is
it's
slightly
hot off
breaking.
The press. Yeah, I guess it's breaking. Cap 3 is going to be filming in April worldwide. So if I could just briefly summarize a few of the things before we start. Anthony Mackie was, of course, plays the Falcon. He was on a radio show in Chicago promoting a movie called Black or White, and he was they're also interviewing Kevin Costner, who co-stars in this movie. And Kevin Costner asks Mackie where and when Captain America 3 is filming. And Mackie says it's filming in Puerto Rico, Berlin, and Atlanta, and that it's also beginning filming this April. What do you think?
Is awesome. Obviously, we know he's going to be in it. He plays some key roles in the comic book. As of right now, as Falcon does.
This is basically becoming an Avengers movie.
Yeah, it's not becoming a true Avengers movie, but it is becoming a very large ensemble.
I mean, Cap's in it. We know Stark's going to be in it.
I mean, we have Cap, we have Stark, we may
got a few
see
other characters.
Bruce. We may see Bruce at some point because Bruce and Stark are like BFFs right now. So we might get a little
extra characters. Like we've got Black Panther's going to be in it.
Black Panther is going to have a cameo in it that we know of. Because that's going to be the introduction of him before he gets his own movie in 2018, 2017. And now we know that Falcon's going to be in it. He plays a pivotal role in the comic books, as I said. Mm-hmm. If I don't want to spoil that for people, so that is a spoiler I'm going to hold off on. Mm-hmm. We might talk about it come Cap 2. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting to know that we're having more people, and I'm really stoked for this because, as stated, I'm hoping Spider-Man gets somehow into this.
Oh, we haven't got long to establish that, have we?
No, we don't.
Unless they're just very good at doing things very secretly. I don't think they can.
That would be so cool, though. How cool would that be?
Don't even put it in promo.
Oh, my God.
Just
how
cool
movie. Would it be if Tony is like in here and then you see Spider-Man walk out? Oh, my God. It would make my day. It would make my fucking day.
I'd love it.
Yeah. Wow. It'd be so cool. But it's really cool that we know some filming dates. We know they're going to start in April. We know where. We know a few more people that are going to be in it. Mm-hmm. It should be cool.
Okay, so we after Carter aired on ABC this Tuesday, we had an Ant-Man trailer be released, a teaser trailer, 1 minute 56 seconds long.
There was a couple issues with it. One of we don't really know the storyline. We got a little bit, and the little bit that we got was Hank recruiting Scott to be to be Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So that tells us that Hank is still the creator of the Ant-Man technology, the helmet that shrinks them.
Yeah, nice.
And he's recruiting Scott to take over. The little bit we got, they tried to give us a few jokes, and it didn't go well. Paul Rudd is a very funny man, okay?
Yeah.
He's the guy that's going to be playing Scott Lang. he is funny. And they kind of tried to give him a couple jokes in the teaser, and it wasn't very good. They felt really out of place in this trailer.
Yeah.
So,
but you're thinking maybe there's some reasons as to the sort of scuttliness of what's been going on.
Yeah. So this is just me. I was talking to a buddy about it,
Speculation.
and he was talking about what?
Speculation.
Yeah, this is straight up my speculation. I was talking to a buddy, and he despised this teaser because it didn't feel good. And I think I have the reason why it might not feel good. And this is all speculation. I think Hank, the original Ant-Man, I'm assuming at least the guy that created the technology, is going to have some type of key role in Age of Ultron.
Yes, because of course it's coming out a couple of months after Ultron, isn't it?
Yeah, so
July, I think.
This is really odd. I felt that was odd that they were having Ant-Man finish out Phase 2 instead of Age of Ultron, the Avengers, finishing out. And I think there's a reason for it. Mm-hmm. I think we are getting our introduction of Hank.
Hey listeners, this is future editing Joel. John's predictions in the following news segments contain potential Ultron spoilers based on comic book material. If you wish to skip this, move along to 4426.
In the comic books, Hank Pym.
Mm-hmm.
I always read names in my head differently than they're actually pronounced. So, Hank Pym created Ultron. He is the creator of Ultron in the comic books, and the Avengers have to beat him here. Well, there has been speculation that it's Tony who is the creator of Ultron in the MCU, because we don't have Hank around yet.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're keeping true to the Hank Pym creation of Ultron, but they've just been not telling us about it, so it's a surprise to us when it comes around.
Yeah.
My speculation is that
because so far it almost looks like bloody Jarvis is going to morph into Ultron.
But we have heard that that's probably not it. That Jarvis will be playing Vision, I believe.
Right.
Jarvis will become Vision. I think that's what I heard. That could be wrong. But that's kind of what when I first saw the trailer, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the first Avengers trailer, it's so fucking cool. It's
a good trailer.
That's why I'm so stoked about it.
Normally I bitch about trailers giving too much away. I feel like they give a little bit away, but they do it perfectly. I think it's really good.
Oh, it was beautiful. But I automatically assumed that Jarvis, once sentient, became Ultron, the leader of all the Ultron bots and everything. But now with this trailer and knowing that Pym is in the MCU, I feel like he at some point was working for Stark Industries. Created some type of technology that Tony is going to use at the beginning of Ultron. At the beginning of Avengers 2. And this tech in some way is going to take over Jarvis or maybe become his own thing. And that's how we're going to get Ultron. So it's going to be a combination of Hank and Tony's creation that becomes Ultron. And they will bring in Hank at some point in this movie to help find a weak spot to beat him.
Nice.
Just speculation. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And that's why we're not getting much storyline on Hank in the Ant-Man, because he will be a known person by the time Ant-Man comes out now.
Yeah.
And any references or stuff about him will be about, the Ultron attack and stuff. So they can't tell us much until post Ultron. That's just my speculation.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how accurate these speculations are. Anyway, moving on, we have a release date for Daredevil. Daredevil, the Netflix Marvel TV series, will be dumped onto Netflix at April 10th. We imagine they're just going to dump the whole series, the whole season, like they do normally on Netflix.
Everything else, yeah. So that's likely what they're doing. They're going to dump all 13 episodes on us. We don't know how we're going to handle that yet.
We might just run them, if we can, if it doesn't hit anything else, we might just run them weekly, as if they're coming out once a week. Or
we might just do one just big episode. We just don't know yet. Yeah,
or even
I have
2
no
a week
clue.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll decide.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe double it up to a week, so it's not being dragged out too long.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind doing 2 Carters this week. I think that was fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, we'll figure that out when the time comes in April.
Okay, moving on again. Channing Tatum has been confirmed to play Gambit. Now
Which?
we're not. We haven't got any precise details on this yet. And there's an article I'm seeing here on Screen Rant where they're saying Channing Tatum confirmed to play Gambit, but in which X-Men movie?
Yeah, and that's if it's going to be an X-Men movie at all. They might give him his own movie. I mean, Channing Tatum is a pretty big actress. I mean, actress. Yes, a pretty big actress. He's a pretty big actor, and yeah, I planned on it. He's a pretty big actor, and in Hollywood right now, so he might just get his own movie. But see, we've already had a Gambit, and he was a pretty cool Gambit, so it kind of sucks they're changing the actor. But I mean, Channing Tatum does have some acting ability. A lot of people know him from the Step Up movies.
Yeah.
He is oh man, go watch him in Foxcatcher. He plays a great fucking role in that. He really shows his acting ability in that. He's just not, he's just not some shitty actor. He actually has some acting ability.
The main thing we know him from in his family is because part of our family does rather like him, and so therefore, like, one of the most played movies on our library is Magic Mike.
Oh, yeah, don't use that as his acting ability either, and just don't watch Magic Mike.
I don't think they're watching it for his acting ability.
No?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. I think so. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Also, the next thing big in my book is the new trailer for Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Coming out Monday. I don't know how it's coming out Monday. YouTube
or has come out Monday because by the time this podcast's out, we've been very late with our podcasts recently, and
yes,
I'm going to try.
We will hopefully be getting a tighter ship. We're taking a new way of editing with this, so hopefully that speeds up our process a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so we know nothing about this trailer.
We know nothing about this trailer, but it will hopefully be different. Give us more. Maybe it'll give us a little bit of Hank Pym. Who knows?
Is it Pym or Pym?
Pym. Maybe it's Pym. Hank.
It's definitely Pym.
Google that shit.
I said
okay,
Pym.
Hank Pym.
Right.
It's Pym.
Anyway, that's all we can say about
Pym
that.
sounds right.
Jeremy Renner is playing Hawkeye in something we don't actually know of yet. So he's posted an item on social media saying that, it's Tuesday morning and I find myself in costume again. I just can't tell you why. And he's tagged it Marvel, Avengers, and Hawkeye. And there's a silhouette drawing of Hawkeye. And there's some speculation as to where this could be featuring.
Yeah, so there could be a few things.
Ultron's reshooting at the moment.
Yeah, it could be for Ultron. Maybe they're adding his character into Ultron because they've been kind of shunning the character. I don't think it's intentional. It's just you can't put Hawkeye in many places. I mean, he's human, and he just has a keen shot. Outside of that, what does he do? He's a shittier Black Widow. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. So I mean, it could either be maybe the Ultron reshoots. It might be related to maybe S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is reshooting at the moment.
They just started shooting, didn't
they?
Yeah. So it could be maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. relevant. That'd be cool. I'd be totally down for maybe them using him in S.H.I.E.L.D. more because I think his skill set would be better in S.H.I.E.L.D., to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, potentially.
A lot better. Or it could be for maybe Netflix. Daredevil. Maybe they're doing some Daredevil stuff with them. Maybe Jessica Jones, which is one of the other Netflix shows coming out. I mean, we just don't know what they're using him for. I mean, shit, maybe he's going to get his own one-shot, pun intended.
Maybe you're getting a one-shot. He could be getting a one-shot on Ultron or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so, I mean, right now we just don't know.
Are there any MCU movies that aren't out on this? They're all out now, aren't they? The most recent one was Guardians, and that's all
Guardians, and that did.
So it's not like that could be something shooting now.
No, maybe it's maybe they're looking at Ultron DVD Blu-ray release. Why my brain went to DVD? I don't know. But yeah, so I'm actually really hoping it's S.H.I.E.L.D. now. I really hope that they incorporate him into S.H.I.E.L.D. more.
Yeah.
I mean, great actor, and I think he would have a better job being incorporated somehow into S.H.I.E.L.D. because of his skill set. It makes a lot more sense going up against those shitty.
It could potentially be one of the
humans.
main characters from Avengers finding out that Coulson's alive.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. But yeah, then we already know what's going on with S.H.I.E.L.D. though, and they have a little bit of overpoweredness going on over there now. So
something might end up being a bit OP.
Yeah, hopefully they will start fighting more strong people in that now. So
yeah.
I mean, maybe his skill set will lend a little bit to there as well.
Yeah, generally your enemies are always going to end up being people who are roughly evenly matched to you.
And now there's somebody who is very strong on their team.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what goes on with that.
Yeah. And our final piece of news for the week is the X-Men Days of Future Past Rogue cut, which is coming out this summer. So can you explain some more about that?
So yeah, with the Rogue cut coming out, don't buy the one that's currently out on the shelf. It's not the full movie really. They're going to release a better cut.
Yeah.
They're going to release the Rogue cut, which is a bunch of scenes and stuff that were cut out of the theoretical release of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this cut is supposed to be a lot different. It's supposed to kind of be a different story, but we don't know yet. That's what they're telling us. It could be, a dramatically different movie.
Yeah.
Or it could be like the Max Payne of the X-Men movies where they're like, it's totally different, and then you watch it and it's like, there was more blood.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
we'll see.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure that concludes this week's episode.
I don't think we have anything else to talk about. I think we got the gist of it.
So if you'd like to get in touch with us, then you can send us a message or like us on Facebook /MadCold Podcast. Tweet us or follow us. That's at MadCold Podcast. We're on Google Plus for some reason. Google.com/+MadCold. We're on YouTube. The URL hasn't been sorted yet. And we have a subreddit /r/MadCold. There's not much there yet, but if we want to have discussion, we kind of want to centralize it in one place, and Reddit's probably a good place to do that.
Yeah, we literally have nothing on there. Did you mention the email address that they can email us?
No, the email is fans@madcold.com.
Yep, and yeah, just hit us up if you want. I think that's it. I think that's it for this.
Yeah, subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave a review on iTunes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's a big one. Good. Yeah, iTunes is big, guys.
Or subscribe to us via RSS if you've got a decent phone or whatever, or you want to do it on your computer.
Yeah, no, just any way, if you can subscribe. If you have an iTunes account, please, if you like what we're doing, give us 5 stars. If you like it. If you don't, fuck us. Write a shitty review. Maybe we blow. I don't know.
Yeah. And if you want to browse our website, that's madcold.com. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next episode, which will probably be Iron Man.
Yep, the original Iron Man. We will be starting the Marvel Cinema Universe. Yeah, so we'll be starting the MCU, which will be a long hike to beat out Ultron. So,
see you then, guys.